It's September 22nd, 2021. I'm sending you source love from the core of my being, all of you. We're all one. I know we are. I feel we are. And I just want you to feel that coming from me in this video. Hopefully that you can feel the emotions. I'm doing a lot of inner work, tapping back into my emotions. I closed myself off during my surgeries, back surgeries and things, so I became more mental and focusing on why I was being attacked by these doctors. I say attacked because the lack of their knowledge or the deliberacy of their act was killing me in every aspect of the word. I was being, my whole spine opened up to the light of day for 12 hours at a time while they're operating, putting rods and screws and bolting me together and using hardware that I use to fix trucks they're using on my spine. And not once did they ask me how I'm eating or living or taking accountability for my thoughts or emotions. So I was being attacked. So I had to go into safety mode, I was bedridden for 4.5 years, and I became more mental to figure out how things work. And I closed my heart off to a point that I didn't let things affect me as much because I was already so traumatized by literally being butchered. And then, for example, the one time in the hospital when they took the hardware out the last time, they put me in a bed that was an air mattress bed, but it had a leak. So every 15 minutes, it was flat again, and I was laying on a contorted, it wasn't like just a flat air mattress. It was air in there, but once it's deflated, you feel all kinds of goofy shit. There's a bump here, a lump there, a ridge there. It's like, what am I laying on? It feels like I'm laying on auto parts or something on a shelf. And it was horrible, because it's like, here, you've had these rods in your back for 9 years or 8 years, 8 years at the time. And we're going to take them out now and throw you on a bed that sucks and let you suffer it out in your cell. I was almost said prison, and then I said cell, and that's what it felt like. It felt like I was in a prison cell. And then they fed me Jello with aspartame and food that it's feed. I wouldn't even feed it to the dogs. I would feel bad if somebody fed that to their dogs. So it was horrible. That being said, the reason I'm making this video is I'm working more on opening my heart up and showing my emotions more and connecting with that divine masculine within me and the divine feminine within me, because we all have masculine and feminine. And as I'm doing this, I'm interacting with people and I'm noticing it affect them more. So I went to a store today. That's the point of this video when I started, is I went to an apothecary today to buy herbs, healing herbs for my teas to heal my body. The couple that own the place, I resonated with at times, and I don't resonate with more so now than before. So I'm seeing their true colors based on the fear of the world right now. So as soon as you walk up to the door, there's like 5 signs saying, wear a mask, you must wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, it's $1 for a mask. And me being who I am, knowing what I know, I ignore it, I walk right past it. It says, no, there's no. If you don't get it, that's fine, but you're not going to force me to poison myself because you just didn't figure it out yet. And the wife ran from the counter up to me. Oh, do you have a mask? Do you have a mask? I'm like, no, I don't wear a mask. I said it nicely. And that's the thing. I'm working on my emotions to say it nicely. And I'm usually always nice to everybody I'm around, but I'm getting nicer. And I'm holding that love in my heart more, so that as soon as my field approaches somebody, they start changing. They don't come at me angry or aggressive. They say, oh, wait a minute, I feel love. Let's still get my point across. And she says, you need to wear a mask. I say, hey, I don't wear them because they don't help. They hurt your body. You're trapping 80% of your waste in your body, in your mouth, and you're breathing it in. And that makes you acidic, which makes you so more susceptible to bugs. And then I said, but I do respect your choice to wear one, and I have no problem with you wearing them. Can you serve me at the door outside? I have no problem doing that. If you're uncomfortable, no problem. But I'm not going to wear a muzzle because you think it's going to stop a bug 80 to 120 nanometers in size. And she was wearing just one of those shitty cloth things that you buy at the corner gas station or wherever that does not stop a bug. Doesn't stop a virus. They don't even stop bacteria, that type of mask. But it definitely doesn't stop a virus that's 80 to 120 nanometers in size. Not to mention, a bug can go through your eyes, a virus. So unless you're wearing a pressurized suit, you're not protected from it. And even then, instead of worrying about keeping yourself isolated from bugs, which is impossible because you live in physical matter that on every level, if you ever looked at a fractal, you can go in, zoom in closer, all the way to the cells. You'll see bugs everywhere. There's movement everywhere. So you're not going to avoid it. You can't get away from it. The trick is not minding that there's bugs. There's a movie, what was the movie now? From the Alien pre-Alien movie. What is it? Prometheus. And in the beginning of the movie, the robot's watching an old school movie that I haven't seen. It. I don't know if it's a real movie or not. I think it is. And the guy was sticking a needle through his finger, a sewing needle just through the skin. And another guy tries it. He says, "Ooh, ow, that hurts." And the guy says, "The trick, William Potter, is not minding that it hurts." And that I love that, because that. The trick is not minding that there's bugs. Living in that frequency that every one of us can be in, a high frequency where bugs and nothing can affect you negatively. You're in the world, but not of the world, as Christ teaches. You are here, and you are resonating at a level that bugs cannot thrive in. If a bug gets in your body, which they always do, if they get into your body fights it and destroys it, and it can't grow. So if you ever seen a plant put in an area where it's not conducive for its health, real rocky, acidic soil and not a lot of sunlight, barely gets any water, the plant's going to look like shit, and bugs are going to grow on it and spider webs, and it's going to fall apart and die. That's the universe's way of bringing things that are out of balance either back into balance or getting rid of them. If it didn't exist, we'd have a whole bunch of mess everywhere, of shit that just is out of balance. And actually, we kind of do now, because we've been curbing that. They've been trying to force that with certain, shots and things like that, preventing certain out of balances from being dealt with. So, myself included, with my back surgeries, putting rods in the spine instead of saying, "Hey, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What are your thoughts? What are your emotions? How do you live? What's the burden you're carrying on your shoulders?" No, it's, I got some screws. We're going to screw you back together, and hopefully it works out. And it didn't work out. Over 58 procedures proved that it didn't work out. And that just shows how stubborn I am and how difficult sometimes it is to learn the lesson and move on. But thank you, Source. Thank you, everyone that helped me, everyone around. All of you we're all connected, so all of you helped me. Thank you for helping me figure that out and not be bedridden anymore and really thriving now. So, back to the point. It's about not minding that there's bugs. It's about not minding certain pains and uncomforts. So people say, they don't want to take accountability for their actions because it's too much money to buy organic food, or it's too hard to cook your meals at home, or it's too hard to figure out how the body works. No, the trick is not minding that it's difficult. Knowing that there's some effort you're going to have to put forth, and you're going to feel better for doing it once you figured it out. Earning it is so much better than just getting it handed to you. If you earn it, you've earned it, and it feels different. Instead of just saying, here's a pill, here's a shot, here's a lack of accountability card saying that you got your shot, that you can get into the store. No, that's not how this works. That's how the nanny state satanic agenda is working. It's designed to make people weaker than they can be. That way they can be controlled. So wearing a mask weakens your body, but it's also controlling you. It's a psychological battle. And that's what we're witnessing today. The shots, same idea. You want to continue eating fast food and drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes, and I'm not judging. Whatever you do your thing. But you want to continue doing that and then complain about being sick? Well, here's a shot. We'll help you out. That never works. Short-term gain for long-term loss. That's the satanic agenda. The source agenda within, the loving agenda, short-term pain for long-term gain. So maybe a little bit of pain to get off your ass and go buy organic food and cook yourself a meal. And I'm not saying, I go out to eat too. I find healthy organic restaurants, and sometimes I'll eat the same food for 2-3 days in a row. I'm not judging that aspect. But more than not, I cook my own meals at home. Thankfully, I have a girlfriend that has taught me a lot about cooking, and she does amazing, and I'm getting good at it. But the point is, Sometimes you have to put that effort forth, that little uncomfort, the discomfort, to get the long-term gain. And oftentimes people run from it. It's raining now, so I'm talking louder. But the trick is to not mind that it hurts. The trick is to not mind that there's bugs. The trick is to not mind that it's a little difficult at times at the beginning until you really grasp it, earn it, and own it. And that's when you thrive. So back to the apothecary that I was at. The wife went to get the things I was buying. The husband came back with my change. His mask, he was wearing a white cloth mask that the workers' comp in Ohio here passes out. It was brown. The nose here was all brown. The mouth area was brown, but it's a white mask. It was so filthy. He had to be using it for, I don't know. I can't predict that, but long enough to make the mask brown. And I don't care who you are, what degrees you think you have, what degrees you have and you think you know. If you say that's okay and that's going to help your health, you're out of your mind. You've gone insane. You are literally doing something that has no logical or physical or metaphysical proof. It does not work that way. It's the opposite of what you're saying. If you're breathing in your waist all day long, or for any amount of time, 80% of your waist into a mask, you're exhaling and you're breathing some of it back in, that's lowering your body. Every breath you take is less beneficial than it could have been. You see people walk around with oxygen tanks because they can't breathe because they smoke their whole lives? You're going to see that everywhere with these people wearing masks, because you're breathing in your waist. It's getting in your lungs. Then your lungs are being acidic. Your blood pH is acidic then. And then when that happens, bugs that are in your body already and bugs that you interact with, because you will never get away from them, they say, ooh, it's comfy in here. The frequency changed. It's a little lower. We can handle this. It's not too intense for us. And then they thrive. They feed, they multiply, they release chemical compounds that tell you to do more of that. So more eating junk food, more sweets, more masks, more shots. They literally do this. That's why your gut bacteria, your gut biome affects your thoughts. Your vagus nervous system connects it all. You have neurons in your gut and in your heart. Neurons, what we're told, is what makes us think. Your thoughts come to you, not from your brain. So that's a whole other discussion for another day. But the point is, by wearing those masks, you're saying, all right, bugs, time to thrive. So the people doing this are the ones that release the bug to get you to run to the shot. And they want you to get weak before you get to the shot, because they couldn't make the shot completely deadly at first because we wouldn't take it. People would die right away and say, oh, nope, not taking that. They have to make it slow. So you take 4, 5, 6, 7 shots. And they hope by then the masks have done their job and you're weak enough that the shots wipe you out. But make no mistake, this is a depopulation agenda. You don't have to believe me. I don't want you to believe me, actually, because that just makes you a caboose. My father always told me, don't be a caboose. Be a locomotive. Lead your train where you're going. Don't just follow others because they said so. And too many cabooses in this world right now. The more and more I realize, my dad's got a lot of wisdom in there that, you know, it's wrapped around with his Capricorn energy and stuff, but he does a lot of good knowledge-based facts that I didn't realize until, you know, you're older. And that's a lesson for all you kids out there with anyone with parents. Show them some love and appreciation. They know some stuff. Again, there's parents out there making their kids wear masks and take shots. I'm not saying that they know what's best that way, but I'm saying I've never met anybody completely wrong about everything, and I've never met anybody completely right about everything. We're all in between figuring it out. So show everybody appreciation. And back to the couple I was talking to, I showed them love. I said, I respectfully disagree. I don't wear one because I know it doesn't help you. There's no clinical trials proving this. No peer-reviewed clinical trials proving that the masks are effective at preventing infection from viruses. There are none. If there are, somebody paid somebody off to print it, because there are dozens I have of clinical trials proving that the masks actually hurt. The point, they make you more susceptible to getting sick. So the couple, I told them that politely, and you know, they served me outside, no problem. I said, hey, I respect your opinion. You do you, I'll do me, but I can't force you to take that mask off, and you can't force me to put one on. And that's the way it is meant to be. That's universal law. We all have free will. If you infringe on it, you get a little bit of wiggle room, but as soon as it's time, that snaps right back. And the universe will snap back hard on people that are infringing on free will. It always does, because it's a lesson. So, I received my goods. I gave them my money. I respectfully, kindly showed them love. I feel love in my heart for them. And I said, I respect you guys. I love you guys, but I'm not doing that. And it doesn't work. And then I saw that gentleman, the husband, wearing a filthy mask. And I was like, oh, shit. He just does not see it. But it's filthy. I mean, if you ran that mask in a test right now, a lab test, I guarantee there's staph and all kinds of MRSA and everything else on there. They did this in Florida. The parents actually tested the children. And this is a grown-ass man who's older than I am. He's 40, 50 years old. And I seen he was carrying some fast food, so he eats shitty food too. There's all kinds of masks and bugs in that mask that he's just not aware of, apparently. Or he is, and he's subconsciously making himself sick so he can learn to get out of it or not. But everything's a lesson, so I'm not judging. But I just wanted to share that with everybody. There are ways around these, what's called mandates. And, it's not a law. And even if it were a law, any law that goes against universal law, and the Constitution for that matter, if it goes against universal law, it's null and void. You cannot infringe on free will. You cannot do harm to others without the universe working against you. And that's what we're seeing today in the world. That's why a lot of these politicians and Hollywood actors are going nuts. They're losing their jobs, they're panicking, they're terrified because they've been acting against the universe and karma's coming back. So, you can show love to everybody. I choose to show love to everybody. I stand my ground, comfortable, confident, with knowledge, with inner knowledge. I know for a fact that masks are not helping. I know for a fact they are harming. And I'm not going to wear one just because you haven't figured that out yet. Or somebody in the news or workers' comp or some, maritime admiralty law system told you so. That system's fraud and it's falling apart as we speak anyway. So this is really... It's seeing who's got their shit together, who doesn't, who knows what's going on and who doesn't. And I salute all of you who see it and speak up peacefully, protectively, nicely about it. Those who are angry and lashing out, I get it, but I don't support you. On either side. If you're angry, lashing out, infringing on free will, either way, either side of the fence, I don't support that. I support love-based, knowledge-based, freedom-based, working from source within outward. And I will continue to do that as long as Source is calling me here to do that. And I see some beautiful things happening, and we have a beautiful world we're manifesting. It's going to get bumpy. It's been bumpy. It's going to get a little more bumpy, but on the other side of the bumps is smooth pavement. Now, when I say smooth pavement, I don't mean rainbows, unicorns, and you don't have to have accountability. We're learning our lessons, and then we therefore take accountability for how we live, which makes the path smoother. We're not moved around as much. We're not bumpy as much. So, I love everyone. I hope you have a great day. If you feel called, share this. And I appreciate all of you. And Source Love Within is all. And we are all a part of that source. It's all. There's nothing out of it. So, I love you all.